Afternoon, it's August 3rd, 2022, expanding on the vision of restoring the man from earlier today. So if you go back and look at the original man, before sin, that was God's intended design for man. Obviously, Satan saw man and envied his position. When he was booted out of heaven, it's probably prior. But as Jesus said, I saw Satan fall like lightning. So obviously, sin is a product of Satan's work. Tricking, deceiving Eve, and then in turn Adam. Using the woman, her willingness to take up the sensual fruit made the man want to do it as well. So the woman can move the man, for sure. That's why when we start talking about authority in the home and all those issues, the bottom line is this: God created man first. So women can obviously manage things, run things. That's not the issue. The issue is who has been given by the Creator. If this skin, our skin was made by God from the dust of the earth, and male was the first one, then the woman, who's going to have to give an account of what they did while they were alive on the earth. We will have to give an account. Every word will be judged that we said, every deed, every action. So when it comes to the care of our home, will Jesus look at the wife and say, hey, this is some things I like, these are some things I don't like. Why did you allow your kids to do this or see this? Or why didn't you tell them about me? Why didn't you teach them my way? No, he's going to go to the father. He's going to go to the man, and he's going to say, hey, those are your children. You sired those children. Your job is to train them up in the way they should go. You're to nurture them in the fear and the admonition of the Lord. That's what it says in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. Ye fathers, raise them up, nurture them in the fear and the admonition of the Lord. That's our job. Therefore, we will be judged according to those words that have been said, divinely inspired words. So, restoring the man is restoring them back to their original place, which is just under God, vice regent, manager of the earth. And then from there, obviously, the family, the fathers and the families, when it first started out, the families gathered, and then there were chiefs chosen among the families. Those who had those leadership qualities were over the tribes and over the land and over all the stuff, the resources, the animals, the economy, the issues related to crime and making judgments, court system. All of that was managed by someone in a community. Typically that was a man. So when we look at the model, what has happened over the last few decades in America? They don't even feed our boys right. The food itself is reducing the testosterone levels in our boys. So physically, they're not as filled with courage and toughness and risk-taking and bullmanship, I used to call it when I was younger, bullmanship. That men are bulls. They're tough. They're resilient. So that mentality was put in us by our Creator. We're the ones that go to war and swing around a sword and a shield. We're the ones that run all night to get ahead of the enemy camp, to ambush them. Most of the great wars, obviously men were the warriors, the gladiators, the Spartans. It's for men to be warriors. It's for men to till the ground. I mean, yes, there are women that did it because the man wasn't there. But the bottom line is it's the man's job. And yeah, there's women that can shoot a gun really well, obviously. There's women that can do great things. But it's the man that was put in the position with the muscle, right? We see the transitioning man to a woman status wins all the races. It's a different body. It's got different muscle. So restoring the man is restoring him to enjoy who they are, accept who they are as a man, as a boy becoming a man. Boys are rough and tumble. Boys don't have the same attention span as girls. So the schools can't treat our boys like girls. Girls are better students typically. Girls are more verbal. Girls don't need the physical contact. Boys roughhouse. Boys bully. But they need to be taught how to take that masculinity and harness it and put it to good work. That's why the thing that we're working on with a team of people is to bring young men to a specific location and teach them how to work with their hands, these beautiful things called hands. Teach them how to build things, houses, do electrical work, run wire, right? Dig holes, trenching, run a tractor, sheetrock, all the things that you need to do to build a house, which our settlers obviously knew because they took down trees and they planed them off and they made planks and they made timber frames. They built, certain style roofs and different things like that out of what was in the woods. We would like to reteach all that. We would like to bring young men back to the fundamentals, back to the joy of building and working. And I believe that that's what's built into us. Our happiness, a man's happiness is from creation, building, designing, leading, shepherding, gardening, managing cattle, designing beautiful things, right? Making nice furniture, right? Raw, real, roping calves, right? Wrestling with bulls, those kind of things are inherently manly, and we have to restore it. So we need to put our young men in the context of those kinds of activities. And this should be done in a righteous, godly way, in a way that is got to be built, but we see it as a co-op. We see it as shared participation, shared ownership. If you're a participant, you have to be an asset. You can't be a liability. You have to bring skill. You have to bring effort. You have to bring something to the table. You may be a cook. You may be a builder of clothing or repairer of things, roofer. You could be whatever, but you got to bring something to the table. You got to contribute. And this is what we got to reinstill into our society. So may God bless these words.